Hi, welcome back to My Cup of TV with Jenny,
JD,
Erin,
and Kat.
So we're back with a Patreon request from Mira.
hello.
Hi Jenny.
And this one is when BTS watch their old videos.
It's not to do directly with sugar. Interesting. Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
I believe you.
That's a new thing.
No, let's go.
It's Mira Jenny trying to throw us a curveball.
I know, right? Because they knew we were under her.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming this is going to be them rewatching stuff from Run or MVs and taking the piss out of each other. That's what I think.
Yeah, sounds like them.
And I'm
There's
here for it.
also, I don't know, there's loads of these, so I don't know if I've watched this specific one, but I've watched quite a lot of content of it. They also look back at like their first concerts they were doing and all that. They would watch those back. Yes, to take the piss out of each other and to hopefully enjoy it, but also like performers often look back at their performance to see was their timing okay, things like that. Like they would do that, you know, in rehearsals anyway. But I think they do quite like to look back and review and see what they think they could have done better or whatnot. But
So it's nice to see what the crowd must react to know then, that worked really well, maybe we might want to, because when you're doing it, you're probably not going to take that much in, are you?
yeah, so much going on at once.
Yeah.
It's like us when we have to watch stuff back twice or in 0.2. We should say that to them. Watch your stuff in 0.25 speed.
Because we do.
Well, yeah, because think about it, when they're in concerts and they're all doing different things, the crowd might go crazy and you're thinking, was that because of what I did? Or is someone else doing something?
Yeah. Yeah, and also it must be a chance for them to relive it as well because they enjoy it so much. You know what I mean? If you get to watch back a live performance of one of your concerts, you can be like, oh yeah, I remember that now. That was really funny. So,
Well, it's like the recent concerts. You've come off stage, you're like, why are they all screaming? You're like, JK, did you take your jacket off on the stage again?
so yeah, there might be some of that in there as well, them reacting to their concerts and blatantly taking the piss out of each other.
Yeah,
because they do that a lot.
that's what friends do.
Exactly.
It's the language of love.
Tis indeed.
Okay. So please remember to like, comment and subscribe. And over on Patreon, we are a month ahead. So it's like 8 videos. And as I say 8 videos, I'm like, oh my God, is it 8 videos? Or am I like doing my crazy maths again? Where it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. And there's also, it's just so much hair. So much fur. There's also exclusive stuff over there as well that doesn't come up onto YouTube.
Yes, dance practices, certain interviews that they went out on YouTube, Hide and Seek with James Corden, or the carpool karaoke
Concert.
Yes.
Yeah, our
Unedited,
full-length concert reactions.
Concert reactions.
Also, because we're now venturing into obviously Stray Kids and Shiny as well, their dance practices will be exclusive over on Patreon as well. So
They will, and you have to run.
I'm sorry. It's just the law. You have to do it. Cat knows.
Especially
Especially when you're at the airport. Sorry.
Oh yeah. When we list it all out like that, we were quite busy.
We are. We should get on with this.
Can't wait.
Oh my God.
Sugar's first audition. Pre-debut Jimin.
Oh, you look so emo.
Pre-debut Jin. Most of them actually wear glasses.
Even they noticed the neck.
오디션을 통해서 좀 왔는데 비디오 오디션 자체는 뭐 굉장히 약간 쉬웠어요.
He's so handsome.
Do we need subs on this one? Oh!
Oh.
my god, they look so young.
This is the same outfits as the Betso dance practice that they're wearing sitting down.
이게 항상 정국이를 보면 힘을 내지. 정말 열심히 하고 진짜 빡세게 하네. 뭐야 이거 형 진짜 하고자 아니야? 뭐가 부려운데 벌써 부려운 거야? 정국이 코가 저때는 더 큰 거 같다 야.
He found his nose.
아 잠깐만.
안녕하세요. 랩몬스터입니다. 이름처럼 팀에서 랩을 맡고 있습니다.
아유 긴장 빡했네.
안녕하세요. 정국입니다.
정국이가 얼굴이 안 돼.
안녕하세요. 방탄소년단의 마티형 진입니다.
잘 생겼다.
랩을 맡고 있습니다. 안녕하세요. 슈가입니다. 팀에서 랩을 맡고 있습니다.
다들 얼굴에 살 나는 거.
안녕하세요.
방금 너무
It's a little extreme.
That's so sad though, because you like if you're in the zone on screen and then anyone watching it back, it would be so cringy to watch when you're not in that zone anymore. Oh, they're doing a try not to laugh challenge.
Okay. We watched this episode.
Yeah.
이거 뭐 제 영상은 이 영상은 너무 제 영상은 제가 아는 수가 너무 많이 봤어요.
He's not laughing because he's still traumatized.
Look at J-Hope, he's like, ugh.
와 김태형 죽었다 소리야? 뭐 하나 있나요? 뭐 강의시킬 수 있는 문제를 우리가 제발.
Killer move.
내가 볼때 남진 않을 것 같은데? 아니야. 시간이 다 났어.
Oh?
지민 군의 복근. 기기 아주 그냥 선수 줄까요? 이제부터였다. 저희 색깔이. 5, 6, 7, 8.
오!
They all look like vampires. Lots of guy liner, eh?
I can't believe we had fans then.
뭐야 이 사진? 다 저거 사진 하나씩 틀리네. 그 사진이야 다. 와 저거 사진 아니야.
Oh, that was their first apartment.
Because so you've seen them laughing. Do they ever get emotional watching it back?
Yeah, they had a very stylised bit that they were doing for the show. That's like one of their debut performances.
It's so interesting to see how they are now.
Yeah.
Sleepy.
와 뒤에 저 매트릭스 치려고 우리 얼마나
작사 작곡도 저희가 참여를 하면서 진짜 힙합을 즐기고 그런 힙합팀입니다.
RM does look horrified.
근데 인사 1, 2, 3번 있어가지고
네, 저희는 지금까지 방탄소년단이었습니다. 죄송합니다. 저희는 지금까지
이 수련상이 떴어.
둘, 셋, 파!
한 번 더요?
네, 저희는 지금까지 방탄소년단이었습니다. 둘, 셋, 파! 감사합니다. 열심히 하겠습니다.
그러면 진짜 이거 다 붙여있는 거 해주시더라.
아, 이때 진짜 별생각 다른다. 진짜 고개
뭔 생각인데?
고개가 아프다.
Seesaw.
Birdie.
Oh, House of Army.
야, 여기 시간이 없었던 거죠. 여기 진짜 장난 아니었지 여기. 몇 시간에 세수가 난리도 아니어서 조국이 막.
아니 근데 진짜 처음 보내니까
시간인데. 오 씨. 뭔가 이렇게 뒤에 있으면 민망해. 나도 뒤에 길거든.
Jimin seems to be the most embarrassed by himself.
I saw a little meme, and it was like, if you can only see 6 members of BTS laughing, it's because Jimin's laughing and he's on the floor. And I was like, do you know what? I can see that,
Yeah.
and I feel like that because I do feel like I'd be the one just slide away.
His body language whenever and that's why he always falls off chairs, because when they make him laugh and then he leans and then he just falls off the chair.
It's like an internal cringing laughing reaction. And I feel
He
that.
laughs with his whole body.
He does, yeah. And he's even said to them before when he's trying to concentrate, it's like, don't make me laugh because my eyes shut. He said, I can't see when I laugh because his eyes are like... I just think it was so brilliant.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
Bless them. Oh, they're so... I don't know, they're so hard on themselves though. Do you know what I mean? I look back on the stuff they did in their early days and yeah, it's not who they are now, but at the same time I'm like, don't knock it because you worked your asses off. That's how you got where you are now.
I mean, it's like they look at it, like especially the really early stuff when they're in the black outfits with their names on the front, and it's like they're trying so hard to please people, whereas obviously now they're a bit like, no,
Yeah,
you shouldn't have to.
It's a journey you go through though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's something that I've seen a lot of that footage before when they talk about when they were first doing, that was their first debut when they were doing the intro to the camera, when JK and RM was saying that it was so harsh when they were doing the POW and they were introducing themselves, and it's because they were doing it for an impact, but they acknowledged a little while later, they were like, let's not do it so aggressively, let's chillax on that a little bit and just be a little bit more gentler with the introduction of it being a gun. But when they did it in their debut, it was so like pow, like really hard, and that's why he was cringing, because he was like, I remember, like, we don't do that anymore, now we just relax with it. But But yeah, they were so hungry to make that impression, and they did. They did a good job. It worked, obviously. Yeah. So it's hard for that. I don't know. I feel hard seeing them be hard on themselves. I'm like, oh,
but you're always hard on yourself more than you would be anyone else. Look at our first video. We watch it back like, what am I talking about? How could I have ever thought that? I couldn't tell them apart. What am I wearing?
The main thing is when you watch it and you're like, how were we not reacting? How is that not hitting us?
Where there's nothing. Sugar made me laugh quite a lot because his was like, nope, didn't exist. Nope.
I don't know that person who's dead to me.
The photo. That kills me. I love that.
Especially because you know that at the time they probably thought they were so cool.
Yeah.
Haven't we all done that? Everyone has been there. You look back at things, you're like, oh, I've looked at pictures of myself and remember in that moment thinking, I'm the coolest. Like, this is exactly it. And I look at it, I'm like, oh, what are you doing?
Or even that maybe they didn't even necessarily think they were the coolest, but they were just doing the best they could with what they had at the time. Do you know what I mean? So I just I feel bad. It's like, it's like if I look at pictures of younger me before even hair straighteners and things like that, and I'm like, oh damn, but I was doing the best I could with what I had at the time. So it's like, you can't blame yourself. You can't blame that little person of the past.
But it's even things they've done recently, because the online concert they did, the whole thing with Jimin and the microphone in his butt. And we said, I bet you they watched that back, and he's like, why did I do that? And we know that RM will be saying, why did you do that?
We're all going, thank you for doing that.
Yeah, he's just being silly. It's so him though.
What's JK and V? Snigger in the corner.
Yeah. And that's also a thing, isn't it? I was saying, like, when they sort of constructively criticise themselves or say, what the hell was I thinking? But when you're in that zone, you were doing what felt right at the time. To then watch that when you're not in the zone, like, obviously they're feeling themselves, they are sexy, they're in their zone, you're going to go with it. But then when you're watching that back and you're not in that zone and you're just chilling, that's so vulnerable, isn't it? To be like, oh my God, why did I think that was okay? So it's hard to judge when you're not in that space anymore. But I'd just like to say I'm completely happy with everything they've done, because I respect it, and I'm just like, good for you.
It's all part of the journey, or
that's it.
Part of the package.
I'm not saying I'd be okay with everything I've done when I look back at myself, but them, I'm like, you don't need to cringe. You looked great with what you were doing at the time.
It's like when we've had the whole, what would you do if BTS watched one of your videos? And you go like, oh no, no. No, I never said any of that. What are you talking about?
I delete the internet.
What's the fan for? It was a hot day.
It's December. The heating's...
What was that weird noise? I don't know.
I have a weird menagerie of pets that make noises sometimes.
Yeah, I have a parrot. It makes noises.
It barks. It's fine. Oh. I love videos like that. It just makes me happy.
Yeah.
And it's so funny to think of though, isn't it? Because it's like they were on stage, feeling themselves, all looking so cool, and then like the month later or whatever, they're in the hotel and they're like that and they're cracking up at themselves being like, you're such a dick. It's so funny to see the contrast. You're like, oh wow. You'd never think watching them do that performance, they're like, they're so hot, they're so swaggy, they're going to be looking back at this, laughing their ass off at themselves in like a week. But you don't think that at the time.
But it makes them personable because that's the kind of thing.
Do you know what? Yeah. They're so humble as well. They're not like, we look so good. They're just, like you say, human. They're like, oh my God, what was I doing? And it's so nice to see them be, so relatable.
I think out of all of them, I'd love to watch a video of V reacting to his own performances, because the faces he pulls and his tongue.
Yeah,
I'd love for him to watch that and be like, oh my God, is that what that looks like?
He must practice them on.
But yeah.
Well, performers do film themselves in rehearsal and watch it back, and also singers in general, like, you, in order to create notes and like do like vowel modification, you have to manipulate your chamber of resonance where you're creating the noise from. You have to manipulate that shape to change how it sounds. So some singers do have habits of making really weird shapes and facial expressions. Some of them you have to train yourself out of, because your coaches and whatnot will say you can't use that facial expression on stage, like you look like a weirdo. So there are some that actually have to train themselves in the mirror to stop making certain facial expressions.
Yeah.
So I imagine that all of them would have practiced or looked back on the videos and things like that. But yeah, no, I mean, luckily for V, I think all of his facial expressions work well.
They do.
Yeah, try to create them.
I've never seen one I don't like.
He does this biting thing, and you're like, it shouldn't work, but it does.
But I'd say that for all of them. I've never seen them pull a face and I've thought, that's unattractive.
Yeah.
No.
Or that's
what I mean,
weird.
yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
I wonder why you did that.
But sometimes singers can do that if you're creating and you have to manipulate your face and whatnot to do it. And sometimes it's not attractive, so you have to train yourself out of it, how to still to be able to create the noise that you want, but change the way you look.
Oh, I loved it.
That was fun.
Thanks, Mira.
Thanks, Mira. Good. Okay, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.